The country.
Sorry.
The country. The country has reached a historic milestone, ranking 7th globally in the World Economic Forum's Global Gender Gap Index 2025. It's first time ever in the top 10. This remarkable achievement places my country among the world's leaders in gender equality, ahead of some advanced economies such as Germany, Ireland, or Sweden. Moldova and the United Kingdom are this year's new entrants into the top 10, underlining strong national progress in narrowing the gender gap. And since the index was first published in 2006, the Republic of Moldova has more than tripled its score in this category, driven by increasing representation of women in political leadership and decision-making roles. The Republic of Moldova is one of the few countries in the region to be led by a female president. President Maya Sandu is her name, was re-elected to a second term last year and continues to be a role model and source of inspiration for girls and women in our country and throughout the region. As of July 2025, women hold in our country 40% of ministerial positions, which reflects a significant progress towards gender parity in government leadership, well above the global average of 23%. Additionally, women continue to represent 40% of Moldova's parliament since the last elections, 2021, positioning the country as a regional leader in political gender equality. The agency Invest Moldova says that it views this result as a powerful message to international investors and partners. The country is a modern, open, and equitable country where both women and men can contribute equally to innovation and sustainable growth. Back to the point of what was said earlier about the current context and modern times, I cannot help but remember the wise words, "Beauty will save the world," as the saying goes. And women have a special mission here. Thank you for your attention.
Well, I can think of no better introduction to our topic today than what you just said, Ambassador. And I love your idea of diluted borders, because that really brings everything together, that we are all working together. And you have some very powerful statements about the importance of the common psyche that women carry. And I realized that we have more than one Your Excellency in the room. So thank you. And I've been taking notes. So if anybody notices me looking down, it's because I'm taking notes on what's said. And Moldova has a very prestigious place in terms of gender equity. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
And now I would like to ask His Excellency Farhan al-Sheikh al-Sayed to give an introduction, please. Your Excellency, are you able to speak at this time? Because you're muted.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can.
Assalamu alaikum. Greetings to all from Qatar, and thank you for joining us today, the Global Ladies Business Forum webinar. This is the third series we are having, and I can see the response is immense from various sectors, from various parts of the world, and I'm thankful for this. Myself and also on behalf of Dr. Jessica, I want to say thank you, shukran, dankeschön, merci. And you know, we are very proud for this movement we have, and we want to make sure that everybody is included. Doesn't matter from which part of the world you are, but you can hear us and you can speak and you can give the views. I'm thankful for His Excellency Ambassador Moldova to start, because he's honoring us today by being present with us. Thank you. And I was very proud to hear my last sitting with His Excellency that his president, the journey of her president to from a commoner to become a president. It's a story which needs a program on its own to hear how her journey to becoming a president of a country, and to see that the people, both men, gentlemen and ladies, voting her back into power the second time. So that shows the trust both genders have in a lady. So I think that's it's impeccable, and it's a great story. So I thought His Excellency would be a great um, uh, introduction to our group, so he can say something. And thank you, Your Excellency, and thank you for everybody here. And I would like to pass over to Dr. Jessica. We have a very interesting topic, how, and we like to elaborate more and have more expertise on this topic. Thank you. Shukran.
Yes, my pleasure. And I'll say that this meeting is being recorded. I didn't mean to interrupt Ambassador Grigorita. Sorry about that. But so the topic today is embracing cultural diversity for business development. And so I would love for everybody to contribute, just as the ambassador did, with your ideas on what that looks like in different contexts. I had made an Instagram about the topic, saying that when I was at Miami University, I worked with Engineers Without Borders, which was in the College of Engineering. And there is a push in engineering because they have engineers have a typical, they have a very specific mindset geared towards solving problems, very complicated, intricate, whether it's electrical engineering or systems engineering. And so there's a push towards socially engaged engineering to help engineers understand that they're solving problems for people, because they can get lost in their data. And that's a form of mental diversity. It's not cultural diversity, but it's important to, if you have engineers building bridges, they need to work within the culture and the context of the space that they are working. So, and last time I said that I, want everybody to participate, and so I'm looking forward to hearing your ideas on this topic. Adrian, would you like to go first?
Sure. Very nice to meet everyone here again. And just to say that my little island of Trinidad and Tobago, in both the presidential position and the office of the Prime Minister, is led by a woman. The Prime Minister, it's her second term, and the President, it's her first term. She's actually a very good friend of a Rotarian wife, a very good Rotarian friend of mine. And I believe that even in my own family, really and truly, my daughter, who is now doing her PhD finally in renewable energy technologies, is one of the most diverse people I know within my own family that has put a woman's position in leadership as a priority. I think that we all need to look at women in a different light. The painting right behind me was made by a gentleman called Mr. Rupchan, who's recently passed, but his whole idea of the women of the world and the female gender process was amazing. And for over 2 decades of our friendship, we always discuss this. In general, however, both political, industrial, and otherwise, I found that it has been much easier as a businessman in the oil and gas industry, in the manufacturing industry, in the garment industry, and several other industries that I have worked in as not only the owner of the company, but also as the promoter of these industries globally for my island, Trinidad and Tobago, which of course is the only country in the world in this hemisphere that has our own liquid natural gas facility. 5 trains, many people, women especially, are employed actually in Qatar. His Excellency may know, Trinidad and Tobago people, women especially in executive positions in the oil and liquid natural gas industry. So I feel that we are having that change globally because we are seeing progress. I mean, examples of Angela Merkel and even our Barbados Prime Minister are clear examples of how leadership under women have been. The former Prime Minister of Estonia and several other countries that have led the women's leadership to the new heights that it is now. We're proud to say that we have all these women important in the process of life and also for long-term sustainability. Women mature earlier, girls mature earlier, and they are definitely the leaders in many things before men are. This may not be admitted by many people, but of course, we are in a progressive society now where we can understand and say these things very simply without having to be persecuted by predominantly men and male areas of business and otherwise. To say finally that it is really indeed a pleasure always to be with Jessica here, because Jessica herself, while she may not proclaim it, is a doctor of languages and education and etc. And she is definitely a clear example of how women's leadership can be maximized in several different ways. And her pursuits are all of the highest and most excellent level. So again, congratulations, Jessica, and back to you. Thank you again for allowing me to speak.
Well, thank you, Adrian. That was a wonderful note. And what you were making me think of is that research supports what you said about women. As you know, I worked in social entrepreneurship and was in charge of literature reviews on the topic. And our 2 biggest researchers, one of them was working in the favelas in Brazil. And she discovered that in those areas that are very challenged and resource deprived, if the women are the entrepreneurs of the family and they go out and they forage for whatever they can, and they will first, if they get any money or any resources, they will of course give them to their children and their family, and then they will begin to lift up their neighbors. Whereas, and I'm quoting research here, and I can give you sources, in that region specifically, if it's the men who get the money, they tend to go to a bar and get a beer. And it wouldn't be funny if it wasn't true, but it is. But I'd like to segue, because we've been joined by another ambassador, the ambassador from Ethiopia to Qatar, who gave wonderful contributions last time, Ambassador Feisel Admin. Are you able to put your camera on? I'm not able to see. Excuse me, Ambassador Feisel Abrahim. Able to unmute yourself, Ambassador Abrahim, because I can't see one.
Hi, Jessica. Hi, everybody.
There you are.
How are you doing?
Welcome, Excellency.
Yeah, I'm very sorry. I'm not at a good place because I am outside with the family. Today is a family day, but I know it's a very important topic which I would like to really contribute on, and I will be following you and hopefully participate also. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Farhan. Farhan is someone who is always reaching out to me. And I would like to thank Farhan, also the rest of the colleagues. I see other familiar faces also. And thank you, Jessica.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for joining us on your time with your family. It is not lost on me that you are honoring your wife and family on your day off. And I think that says a lot about our current topic.
Yes, of course. Absolutely right.
And the multiculturalism is profound here. But I think His Excellency Farhan al-Sheikh al-Sayed wants to say something to you. Go ahead, Your Excellency.
Yes, please. Thank you for bringing me back. Excellency Ambassador Faisal is a dearest friend of mine. So is His Excellency Ambassador Lulian Grigorita of Moldova. This itself shows the cultural diversity among the diplomatic corps in Qatar. And Ambassador Faisal, Ambassador Julian, but they both enjoy it. They see the diversity. We have ambassadors from every continent, Americas, Africas, Europe, Asia. Not only that, we also have Ambassador Faisal is a very active member of Doha Ambassadors Football Club, which we founded in Qatar, which is among the only platforms in the world. And he's a proud member. You can see how happy he was when I mentioned it. And we were together last night, actually, matter of fact. And it brings in people from every parts of the world, every different backgrounds, different skin colors, different religions, different ethnicity, and we all have fun together and progress together under the one roof. Qatar is a small country, but we have like around 140 plus embassies and ambassadors living here. So it's a great privilege to have you and enjoy the cultural diversity we have among the diplomats and among the people who live in Qatar. We have around 200 nationalities living in a small country as Qatar. Thank you.
Thank you, both of your excellencies. And I'm thinking of our last meeting with the two of you, seeing the two of you together, remembering that we were talking about the idea of saying yes. And it's clear that the two of you are also supporting each other's communities. And in so doing, and these were concepts that were brought up in the last meeting, that we have to support the people around us. And this is how we make the world a better place, by being open to new perspectives, saying yes to the differences between us, because they make a better product when we have differences that are united, and it makes a better world. So I appreciate your time, Ambassador Abrahim, and we won't call on you too much. We'll let you enjoy your family. And so is there anyone else who would like to participate?
Yeah, before
Excellency Ambassador Faisal would like to say something.
yes,
Ambassador, this time I would like to ask you a question, please. Your Excellency, how do you find diversity and culturally among the African continent, which is huge? Just because you're in Africa doesn't mean you have diversity. You have huge diversity from the east to the west in every aspect, in culture, way of life, even among the northern African belt and all around. So how can you enlighten us regarding the diversity culturally and how it is developing businesses there, considering you have differences?
thank you so much. The topic is very, very interesting topic, and it's like multifaceted. It's very deep, and in terms of the concept, and also in terms of practicality. And I would like to thank Jessica and Farhan for organizing, for selecting at least, because this is the third web meeting, web conference. I like the topic you guys are selecting. When it comes to diversity in Africa and also in general around the globe, diversity is part of our life. The fact that we sometimes fail to manage diversity in a very proper way as a human nature in a modern global setup, we are facing so much challenges. And if I take my country, Ethiopia, we are very much diversified society in all aspects: cultural, religious, ethnic, economic. In all aspects of the society, we always deal with diversity. So we have our own way of managing diversity in a positive way, traditionally. So talking to specifically to my country, we have 83 ethnic groups, a country of 130 million people, the second most populous nation in Africa next to Nigeria. And we have 56 different languages, other than languages like Arabic and English and French. Indigenous languages are around 56, and with very diverse beliefs, be it customary. So we have the cultural mechanism to manage diversity in a way that help us to bring the society all together. So this is how, when it comes to the African, by the way, Ethiopia's situation is almost the same throughout Africa when it comes to diversity management. But I would like to highlight also taking the situation of the Middle East, specifically taking Qatar. Qatar is a very small country with close to 400 indigenous local. Qataris are close to 400,000, if I'm almost around that number. But this accounts for, I think, when we compare with the rest of the expat community, the expat community always varies. It's from 2.8 million to 3.2 million. In between, it fluctuates because there are some people who come for work, and when they finish their contract, they go back to their own country. But you can see, as Farhan said earlier, more than 100 nations and nationalities are here. So you can imagine the diversity of the knowledge base you can get from these people, and the variety, the diversity of the ideas, creativity. When you take it to the business planning and also to the business development, you can imagine how much in terms of business development ideas, in terms of expanding the customer base also, you can see how important it is. I know some of the Qatari local companies who work on the manpower agencies. They hire one market promoter from Ethiopia, the other market promoter from India, the other market promoter from other country, just to broaden their market base. So diversity is a very key in terms of business knowledge, in terms of market expansion, and in terms of even conflict resolution. There are a lot of local and cultural conflict resolution mechanisms, all of this workforce that come together within one business setup. So I think this is a very important topic, and it works across other sectors also, in politics, in diplomacy. Farhan was mentioning earlier, we have a very famous and a very active Ambassadors Football Club, which Farhan is the president. Without Farhan, by the way, it's very much impossible to set up this very dynamic, because he has his own way of managing diversity across the nations. Really, that is the very skill he has. He can talk to the young small players, our kids. Sometimes when we brought them along us to the field, he can also talk to the ambassadors. So that is, I think, almost all the ambassadors, they are, even if few of us come together on a regular basis, but most of them, they are members of this ambassadorial football club. So diversity, politics, in business, in diplomacy, in all sorts of areas is something that is very important, and something that is we need to do attention to it and work on it in a very positive and contributing way. Thank you so much, Jessica, and the rest of you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador. And when you talk about diversity management, it takes it from a different idea of just, oh, diversity, to like, no, we really do need to manage this diversity in order to have a better world, in order to get our products to different markets. And so it is a business term, diversity management. It makes it far more official. And I'm wondering, I would like to welcome to this stage pretty much a founding member, the ambassador from Macedonia in Qatar, Ambassador Christina Labarak. Welcome to our third series, and we're so glad you're here. We know that your ideas will improve our forum. I think you're still muted, if you're able to say hello.
Miss Dr. Jessica, Miss Christina is a former diplomat.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, thank you.
Good evening to everybody. I'm very happy that I attended the third series of this brilliant webinar. Also, I want to thank for invitation to His Excellency Farhan Sheikh Said to attend this event again. And also, I appreciate your introduction. As Mr. Farhan said, I'm a former diplomat here in Doha. Worked 3 years in Embassy of North Macedonia in Doha here.
Well, thank you. Do you have any ideas on the concept of diversity management? Or when you think of embracing diversity for business development, what ideas come to your mind, Christina?
We can find diversity everywhere here. I mean, specifically in Doha. Diversity are in a culture, in a religion, a race, skin of color of skin. So we have everywhere. I'm very happy that I'm here. Along many of them that cooperate and that have a very big achievement in this field.
Thank you. So I'm wondering, I'd like to open up the field to see who else has ideas on embracing cultural diversity. I also really liked what Ambassador Abrahim was saying about creativity. We have many creatives in this forum, and that creativity fuels business growth and innovation. And I know that sometimes it's hard to innovate if you are an established company, or if you only work in a certain way. Because innovation requires you to look at something from a different angle. And everybody in this room who is a creative certainly embraces different ways of looking at things. So we have some other founding members here. Ina, are you able to say hello and give us a few thoughts on the topic?
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm happy to see you all here in this nice conference, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you for everybody, and I don't know what to say about diversity. I think it's a gift for us a new experience. We start to learn different culture, different background, and at the same time, we try to create something new. It's like collaboration and create some new group for art, sport, culture, tradition, and all this connect us and give us chance to show our talent and different field of art and like me art. So I think it's good what I said.
Okay, you're making me. Oh, go ahead, Your Excellency.
I think thank you for mentioning about diversity in art. Again, art is another important part of diversity where artists from different backgrounds get together and they could work on a topic. And likewise, we can all work to bring peace. And the topic of the world should be peace today. And we can talk about peace and unite on it. So the problem is we are not focused on a topic. Like today, we have a topic. The world, as we are so diverse, I think the cultural diversity is happening today on our meeting. Don't you think, everybody? Yes.
Absolutely.
The cultural diversity is happening today, and this is very much needed, not just in Global Ladies Business Forum, all around the world. And I cannot argue the point that I think this group is going to take a center stage in the world, and I will not be surprised that we would get attention of United Nations for the contributions we are making and to uniting and bringing cultural diversity. And art is one of the forms which is very important. We have recently formed art, fashion, and cultural diplomacy for ambassadors, ambassador spouses, and ambassadors' sons and daughters in Qatar. It's the only platform in the world and to promote art, fashion, cultural, as well as we are working on UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage for Qatar. And we would like to do that for every other country too around the world. And this Ms. Rodica Grigorita, the spouse of Ambassador of Moldova, is present with us. She's also the Secretary General for Art, Fashion, Cultural Diplomacy. Thank you, Ms. Sina. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. And you brought up Rodica. Rodica is also a founding member, we could say, of Global Ladies Business Forum. We're glad you're here. Would you like to say hello, Rodica?
Hello, nice to meet you this afternoon. I am happy to see my friends among participants. Also, I want to say to point that I always like diversity. I never will join only a group with people from my country. I will choose a group with people from countries around the world because it's more interesting. It's each time you learn a lot from another person who bring his culture, her culture. And for example, we organized for our art, fashion, and cultural diplomacy group some workshops. For example, it was a workshop of Ebru art, or workshop dedicated to the year of Argentina in Qatar. And it was amazing how each member from different country enjoyed to create something for Argentina, for example. Everybody was asking about the sun on the flag of Argentina. Everybody was interested to make it in her own way and to show how much love they put in this activity and how much they enjoyed it. So I think also I worked more than 15 years in organizing exhibitions in my country in a big exhibition center called Multi Expo. And I want to say we always had exhibitors from around the world, and it was amazing how people from different country comes and shows respect to your country, to your culture, to the way we organize, the way we want to show their welcome. And so it's important for business and from art and for friendship also is important to enjoy this diversity, I think. So thank you.
I can say thank you. I really enjoy watching the world of fashion and cultural diplomacy on Instagram. Your pictures, it looks like you have some wonderful events. Your Excellency, Al Sayed, did you want to say something?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, the diversity part, we are so lucky and humbled in Qatar that we have, I would say, around 200 nationalities living. And also, like my dear friend from Trinidad Tobago, of course, I met few people from this country. So you can imagine people from across the Atlantics, Pacifics, everywhere, people are here, huge communities. So I think compared to Qatar, there's only other country compared to Qatar which have this kind of diversity among different people from the world will be Dubai. That's the only country I could say with this kind of mix and such a small country. And we enjoy it, and the opportunity we have is to learn from each other. I have some companies who would hire people from different countries in order to work and to progress. There are certain set of companies who would focus on one nationality or from the subcontinent or things, but in general, most of the companies, the government companies and oil and gas sectors, they would employ people from different backgrounds. They would have a diverse set of employees. At the same time, we have diverse set of employees. Ladies working in Qatar, ladies workforce is huge. And don't forget, a lot of it's very family oriented country. So we are expecting always families coming here, and then a wife decides, what do I do now when my husband's at work, or the husband. And at the same time, we have very highly qualified ladies, doctors, and heads of departments come over, where you have house husbands, for example, at some cases. So you have to, so those house husbands or housewives, they will think, what do we do when our husband or wife is at work? So they also like to contribute, and they are welcome in Qatar to contribute in their own talents they have, and it's very friendly, like Mr. Rodika mentioned. It becomes a friendly atmosphere and environment to live together. And it's an opportunity to learn from each other. I think we have to be open to learn from each other. That's what will bring us closer to each other. If you're not willing to listen to each other, we're not going to learn. And we will still have those boundaries set around us. And I think we need to break those boundaries by listening to others, agree to disagree, and we progress. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. And some idea has sparked the interest of Ms. Ersen. So, and I know I might be mispronouncing your name. I apologize. Hopefully we can find how to unmute you and Go ahead.
Do you hear me?
Yes, yay.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. It's for me an honor to be with you here in this group. My friend Donna asked me if I want to join this group today, and I found the topic is quite interesting. Very short, few sentences to my person. I'm born in Turkey, and I was in Turkey till I stopped my not studies, but high school. I was 12 years in American school, and I raised in a family which was quite modern, very pro-West and open. And as the last child, my parents sent me to Germany alone to study. And just for 3 months was the idea for language school, but in between it's 48 years. So I'm a German citizen. I have the experience of both sizes, the modern way of Turkey, because I'm raised with the democracy and with Atatürk, and this was the main culture which I know from Turkey. And as I was a very long time in Germany, and my brother lives in States, so I was quite in different countries because of the family issues. And I had always the chance to see the different point of views of the different continents. And my father's family, from the far, far, far back, they come from Lebanon and from Beirut. And I have never been there, but I know it was one of the most beautiful cities of the world in the past. So what I'm trying to say is I'm raised with a very international, cosmopolitan environment and friends and families. And in Izmir, where I'm born, is actually just the Jewish people, just the Levantina, just the Italian, just the Greeks. And you will be probably surprised how really not so many real Turkish people are living there. At the moment it changed, but it was very different cultural diversity, and this was the way how my parents raised me. And in Germany, I was working 30 years for Johnson & Johnson and 10 years for Pfizer. And I was quite in interesting indications, quite interesting diseases. I was, let's say, just with illnesses and working as a product manager. And 2022, I got retired. And before I got retired, I bought one apartment in Spain. And now I'm talking to you from Spain. And this is another step which I took in my life quite late, let's say in my 60s, to come to another country. It's in Europe, but totally different mentality, totally different point of views and discussions as well. And here I started, since I'm retired, I have time to think about sustainability, which I started in Germany. But at that time I was working, as my maid asked me, lady, what are we going to do with these coffee capsules? And I was always saying, leave it, I don't know. I have kind of habit, when I use something very frequently, very often, I collect them. And at that time, I was in home office because of COVID, and I was the product manager for the vaccine. So I had a lot to do. And I asked my neighbor who was next to me, and he's a hobby carpenter. And I said, do you have a piece of wood? And he said to me, what do you want to do with the wood? I said, don't ask, give it to me. And my idea was, putting all my capsules on this wood and trying to make a world map. But I had just 2 colors of capsules, so the world map was not quite interesting. And this was the idea of my step after I got retired, which I said, each of us, every day in daily life, with a little effort, can do something for our planet. And we can't effort it anymore to use our planet like it's, granted. And for our children, for our grandchildren, when we step by step, little by little, try to, in daily life, do something about sustainability, at least we can leave our planet to our future generations a bit better than we did it in the past. So this is now my new career. I'm in the art business, and I'm doing a lot with sustainability, with coffee capsules, with used materials, with repurposed materials, tires, ceramics, glasses, and I fill them with plaster or with resin. I go to the markets, collect old antique frames. So this is a bit what I'm trying to do to give it back to our planet.
Very interesting contribution. Born in Izmir, and by the way, I visited Izmir last year. It's beautiful.
Really?
And, yes, we can talk about it another time, but
yeah.
Also educated in the United States, and then Germany, and now Spain. I have many friends in Germany as well. And thank you, Donna, for bringing such wonderful minds and hearts to our program.
I'm pleased to be with you. Salamun alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Alaikum salam. I really enjoy it because it is something each of us, as I said before, we have to get together. Maybe it makes us more stronger than to put a statement. I had, at the moment, since 3rd of July till 16th of July, I have exhibition here in close to Marbella. And I have visitors from all over the world. There were people from South Korea. There were people from Venezuela visiting me from Glasgow, Cambodia, Colombian. And I was really not interested on the art part. I just wanted to know what is the point of view about sustainability. And they all said to me the same sentence: Tijen, we have never been to an exhibition which is so powerful and so strong about sustainability in art, because it makes us feel sometimes guilty when we drink coffee with the capsules. Now we know at least you can make something beautiful with it. So it is, I think, one small step for me that I reach out the people who have the same intents and idea with me. So I'm pleased and I'm fine with it.
Okay,
wonderful. It was worth it to do it.
And one of the themes that that's coming through me, like it started when Ina started speaking, is about all of this. In order to have these artistic and diverse events, we have to suspend our judgmentalism, and we have to embrace these. And that's a task. I think that might fall under what Ambassador Abrahim was saying about diversity management, is inside ourselves, check and put a limit on our judgment of others. And that's a very internal process that we kind of have to go through. But we've been joined by another founding member. And so I'd love for Layla to say hello if she can.
Good evening, everyone. Sorry, and I apologize for the delay. but I make it. So I'm very glad to be able to join you. Unfortunately, I didn't follow what was said before, but I'm really impressed by the participants who just talked just now. Very interesting journey, and I'm looking forward to listen to the other person. And yes, just to maybe add something about diversity, I think diversity is really, really important to take in consideration, not only in art or event, but in our daily life. I think that we can learn a lot about diversity, and diversity means diverse in culture, diverse in mindset, diverse in many topics. And this is also, I do believe, one way to learn and to grow. This is only what I wanted to add for now. So I'm looking forward to listen to the other person here. I'm sure they have a lot to say too and to share.
Yes, wonderful. And I think each person here embraces, they are their own diversity. Layla, as it turns out, has a lot of connections in Kentucky, and I'm only an hour and a half from Kentucky. And so, and Kentucky is very different from Qatar. Although I've never been to Qatar, although I have been through Doha, but the culture in Kentucky is unique. And so they have the whiskey culture, the bourbon culture, excuse me, but also Layla's involved with horse racing. And we have the Kentucky Derby, which is a paramount event every year, the shortest, biggest event, sports event in the world. And so I'm hopefully going to get to meet Layla when she comes here next month. And so we'll be sending you images of us, not digitally together, but physically in the same space. And going back to what Tijen was saying, Tijen, you should connect with Radhika, because Radhika runs a world of fashion design and culture. And I know that His Excellency is also involved in that. And if you're running exhibits, I'm sure there's a lot of connection there.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes. Go ahead, Your Excellency.
Miss Donna, who's introduced to our new friend, I think Miss Donna is also around. If you could say something.
Yes,
Miss Donna.
I was about to ask Donna to say hello.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. It's always, lovely to come on this. Diversity for me, I just fall in love with it. The people, the stories, the history, and if there's ever ways that you can connect people, whether it's from your own country or whether it's somebody Spanish or somebody Turkish like Tijen, and connected with people in Qatar and America and everywhere. I think that's just amazing, because it's just about paying it forward, and projects come from this, and projects can change people's lives. So hopefully, I hope that Tijen can come to the Qatar Festival in December. So at the moment, I'm trying to work that now. So my father will be showcasing. He's currently working on sustainability as well, painting as many air services as he can in Qatar, services that help other people. And he's currently painting a falcon at the moment with one of the aviation pieces. So that should be exciting. I will share it on my Instagram nearer to the time. But yes, I just love coming on here and actually connecting with everybody and being able to introduce other people who I think are gifted and have a story to tell into meeting everyone as well.
And where are you right now, Donna?
So I'm in Spain as well. I'm in Marbella. So I probably live not far from Tijen. So I went to Tijen's exhibition yesterday, which I was blown away by. It was actually quite emotional. The elephant is my favorite, which you'll probably be able to see it on Tijen's account. I travel a lot. I'm from Wales originally. My history is in property, in sales, and I've always helped my father, you know, from a younger age, really promote his artwork. So that's what I've taken on full time now in the past 4 months. So I'm slowly building, and at the moment, I'm going to go back to the UK soon to try and set up a community interest company and pull in funding from the UK to hopefully use my father's artwork and other artists, singers, musicians, anybody from a cultural background, film, media. There's one, Saba might be on the call now. Saba is a filmmaker that's based in Swansea, and she's been filming my father for the past year or so, and actually did her dissertation on him, I think, which is probably due to end towards the end of, before we start the summer now. So it might be good to introduce in Saba. She's got a lot of interesting things to talk about, and again about diversity as well.
Yes, well, thank you, Donna. I mean, you really
Thank
have
you.
brought some amazing hearts and minds to us, and yours notwithstanding. I will get to Saba in a moment. She is here, but her camera is off. But Adriana is raising her hand, so go ahead, Adriana.
Hi, everyone. So I would like to thank you to having me here. Thank you, Jessica, to bring me to this amazing cultural diversity webinar. I would like to add something to it. I decided as a very little girl that I want to be international, but I didn't even thought I really become international. So my journey was really very diverse already since I was 5 years old. Left my country, Slovakia. I'm from Czechoslovakia, Slovakia part. Left to Switzerland, did 4.5 years there, then Italy, then met my ex-husband. He brought me to London. So, and that was my dream actually, that my kids will be speak English, and then all these, you know, details. I want to focus on this cultural diversity in the way how we can find a solution. To be honest, it's not about me, it's about us, it's about the world, right? So I would like to add something what was not yet asked. I am now in Dubai. So from 22 years in London, I end up in Dubai. Again, not planning. I live day by day, minute by minute, and I am in my self-transformation last 5 years. And that's how I start my diversity also, after all these cultural diversities, to know people, and have my daughter from Yemen. So this is very diverse. So I was the first person who broke the roof in my family. And I wanted to kids from all around the world. But I didn't know I will really have it. Yemeni boy,
Wow,
when I was 18. And so it bring me here to Dubai, because I think, like His Excellency Sheikh outside said, Dubai is the really multicultural. I thought it's London, but here is completely different. And I always study people all my life, and I always wanted to understand almost everyone, how they, you know, how they do, why they do this, how they react and things. So I'm quite very experiential now, because I found my gift also, and also my journey last 5 years after lead poisoning. I almost died 6 times in my life. And so this journey bring me here, because I choose the Dubai, because Dubai needs me. I don't want to be like ego pointed, but it's true. It's missing really, not just in Dubai, but generally in the world, the authenticity. People are forget about who they are. People are forget about the truth, how to deal with it, how to deal with the tension. Nobody teach that. And when I discovered that, when I was here as on the holiday last year, I said, like, this is incredible. Like, this is all nations here, and they didn't hear about so many things I bring to the table here. From my knowledge, 5 years only, I started to study, and I had so much knowledge that no university can give me, excuse me, for saying that I'm very truthful. Because now we have the access, right? In my age, I'm now 54, but I feel like 20. And in my age, I had my phone when I was 26 first time. So can you imagine, we all here are mostly the same ages, that we didn't have the phone to pick up the information, right? We was reconnected with the nature, we was reconnected with everything. And that's what is missing in this young generation everywhere in the world, to let them understand how important it is to reconnect, so they can be guided within for their creativity and ideas and everything they want to as a what is a gift. So one of my gift I discovered is to see in people greatness, for example. So I can see in the greatness and let them do what they love instead of what they must for survival, which I was doing 37 years, believe or not. I was designer, and until my body gone, I was taking care of disabled people because I was curious how they live, how they survive, how they do it. Like people are around, we are always complaining about little things, about stupid things, and I was just curious. My goodness, how they live their life. And so I dig in it, and I was crazy experience. Like I couldn't believe it, what I learned everything from it. And who am I, right? That I want to do that as a designer, I did everything by myself, to the point that I recognized my unconscious belief that I wanted to prove my father that I can do it by myself, everything. But you see, the point that my hands were working, my body gone, and I end up almost myself disabled. I was like, uh-oh. So now I start to use my tools. I was learning, right, this journey, and I was like, ooh, I can't be any more victim, because I already understood that I was victim 50 years. And so now I start to reverse it. And only then, when I bring that knowledge, it's so important, like people stop growing. It's so important to grow. I never stop. I'm until 5 a.m. digging.
Yes, very true.
Stop studying.
We have to keep growing.
So grow is inevitable until we die. I never retired. Like my mom retired in my age. She's watching TV every day. I was like, what is this for life? Like, you are here to experience. You are here to go to experiences. And I'm very blessed, really, that I was so courageous to go through these experiences. So now I have compassion and understanding where the other come from, because I can see them, I can feel them, I do intuitive reading, because that's how I learned about my power we all have.
Yes, yeah. This forum is filled with people who have gone to different countries and new adventures, new languages. I can't even imagine Tijen moving to Spain and having to learn another language, at that age. But this whole room is filled with people who have embraced the empowered mindset. And that's important for feeling good as we age and creating positive relationships. And so I've asked
about not to stop you, because it's I need to be truthful here, because nobody talk about it. We were told so many lies, that we need to be kind and nice and everything. But are we really doing this from the heart? Oh, because we were told and unconsciously we are dealing. That's the difference. People need to show off. They do charity. They help people. I don't need to show off. I help one person, and change the 5 minutes only to talk to them, give them knowledge for free, and I don't need to show off with that and tell everybody, oh, I'm helping everybody. No, I'm doing because I'm doing from my heart, because I understood life.
You brought up an important theme, and I know that myself is included, that I was raised to be nice and compliant, and Jessie, you're a good little girl and do the right thing that's expected of you. And I see a lot of nods, but and even His Excellency. But I know that even I had to move beyond doing what's expected of me to embracing my own authenticity and shedding those expectations. And I think that's an important thing that our first ambassador was talking about, is and His Excellency and Adrian, that it is women who bring certain things to the table. And if we're always telling them to be good little girls and be compliant and do what the man in the room says, then the female brain and heart can't put out on earth what we're supposed to put out on earth. And so we do need males who advocate for us, because that is often where the power is. I see Layla nodding and lots of people getting all excited about this topic. I can feel that we have all been there, Adriana, that we've had to go through that. And Tijan, I will get to you, but I think, Layla, do you want to say something about this?
Yeah, thank you for bringing this topic. And I just wanted to say that I recognize myself in what you said just now, meaning that thanks God and thanks to the education of our parents, we are where we are now. And this is one point, the education, the value, whatever we get. And it's a blessing, I think, for those who had this chance to grow with their both parents, for example, and with some value. In the other hand, the fact that we grow sometimes is not about, I just want to make a difference between us as individuals and the environment. I mean, the moment that we are growing from the childhood till now, in the adult age, we are building our personality. And we are facing, of course, a lot of challenges. And sometimes we learn about this diversity the moment that we, as a person, we have also something to share. Meaning that me, as a Layla, for example, in my childhood, of course, I had, I'm French citizen, so I had also, I'm born and raised in France. I face this diversity and this difference of culture sometimes, even though if I'm born and grown and I have been educated in a French way, let's say. But this diversity, I really meet or face this diversity when I went and when I traveled, for example. I saw Adriana, she went in Dubai, I'm in Qatar actually. And I think that the moment that you decide to travel and to meet different people, this is where also you face this diversity, but also you face as an individual the fact that or you can ask yourself, do I fit in this society? Do I fit in this model? What can I bring also has experience, what I can bring has culture as well. Even if, for example, France is really known in the world, but someone in another country will understand or don't know about the French culture. And I discovered, I mean, it's continuously, let's say, a state of mind to introduce ourselves, but also, as you said, Jessica, to say, but I am who I am at the end. I can fit or not, but I think that it's really important not to lose ourselves in all this diversity too. We can share only when we know who we are and where we stand for or not. That's what I wanted to add.
Yeah, that's what I discovered who I am. That's why I'm sharing and found my gift, and the gift I found when I was homeless in London. Otherwise, if I would be stitch like I was doing 57 years, I would be never found who I am, what is my gift. And I started to heal people on the street, and I didn't know what I'm doing. I was guide, and I was like shocked, like what's going on? But because I was already in my journey, I was already studying, so I said, oh, let me like see what's going on. And I started to work within me, and I done so much inner work because it's all within us. I need to add something. I don't need PhD to do what I love. right now.
Yeah, education
I have
certainly has
experience.
its limitations. I don't, even though I'm overeducated, I don't think that education has all of the answers. And I want to honor what Layla was saying about, do I fit in? One of my greatest freedoms is when I go to a culture that I don't know anything about and I don't speak the language, I don't have to fit in. My first big international trip was when I was 21, I moved to Korea to teach Army soldiers and medical doctors English. And I didn't speak the language. And I didn't fit in at all. But I found great freedom in that. And 99.9% of the people I met embraced that, even though it was before the country developed. And I was so much of an anomaly that people would often just stare at me because they had never seen somebody that looked like me. But I found great freedom in not having to fit in. And when I went to Bangladesh, I didn't look like anybody else. I didn't dress like anybody else. And it was all okay. And I love that about diversity and travel. And there are a lot of people in this room who traveled when they were younger. And I think that when you do that, when your environment, as Layla was talking about, supports and embraces and promotes travel, that helps a lot with embracing this diversity and lowering your own judgmentalism. But I wanted to get to Tijen because she's had her hand raised for so long. Go ahead, Tijen.
I just wanted to say, tell a story, not a story, but in my family, in the 60s, which we cannot, I mean, I can imagine, but many of us probably are here younger. In 60s, 70s, I raised in a family, my mother was the boss of the business because of certain issues which my father had with his brother, and he could not go on. So my mother, as a Turkish girl with red ginger, beautiful, said to this man who's 18 years older than her, and said, listen, we have now 2 children. Till now, you made the business. It did not work. Now you go on the side, and I'm going to do the business. And this was for my father, probably at that time, quite uncomfortable situation. But he wanted to go on the family and keep this family so good as possible. So gave her the chance to make the progress. And I have one brother who's older, and my father was thinking that the brother is going to take the business, but he left to America and didn't come back. So I was the youngest one, and I was always in middle of this confrontation in these 60s, 70s Turkey, which the people were quite conservative, a lady as a boss and running the business. And my mother always said to me, listen, you may not be depending on a man, on your father or on your brother. You have to stand on your own feet. You can be a good mother, you can take care of your children, but if nothing works, you have to be able to survive and go on with your life or career or with your job. So this was somehow how I came to Germany, and the German culture had the the impression, because there are many guest workers in Germany, they thought I'm one of these families' daughter and trying to come alone and find my future in Germany. But I was raised totally different, and I came quite alone to Germany, without father, without mother, without relatives. So this was my own journey. And my grandmother always told to me, behind every man, a good businessman, good father, is mostly much more stronger woman. Because the women are the ones who make the man king or clochard. This was always the sentence from my grandmother, because the women have the ability of senses which the men sometimes probably don't have, because they're so focused. They're so focused on their business or on their family or on their progress. This is why it's always to have part of the life in men's life, a woman controlling or doing certain process and leave the woman do it.
At least
Mr. Jan,
contributing. Yeah,
Mr.
go
Jan,
ahead.
I would like to say something to complement what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's the other way around. I think a successful woman, there have to be a man too. And I think we have to play a similar role in order to progress in the world. The question today is not about women. Women has proved it. Generations, historically, there's nothing women has not done to prove that. We don't even have to talk about it, because now the question arises, what men have to do to empower women?
Yes.
Because yeah, that's your case is won already in all the courts in the world, international courts. It's I, as a man, I'm saying I accept it, that women have played amazing role for centuries and centuries doing that, and they do it today. The thing is that what men are doing, because I recently noticed that women are again disappearing from leadership positions, unfortunately, in the
Exactly.
world. Let me talk as a man, this very honest opinion. If you see, women are disappearing as soon as Miss Angela Merkel, who is my idol from Europe, or as a woman or as a lady, things have gone down the hill. So I'm
Yeah.
very thankful. This was one of the reasons I had approached His Excellency Ambassador of the Republic of Moldova to come and have a talk, because he's got a lady president
Yeah.
who has been re-elected. That means this re-election of a lady means trust from both
Yeah.
genders.
Yeah.
Yes, so again, she was re-elected as a president. It's very important. And if you notice, going down to Asia, which was the stronghold of women leaders, are disappeared. We don't have a women leader in Philippines. We don't know leadership of women, which is stronghold in Bangladesh, where Miss
Yeah.
Dr. Jessica visited. Dr. Jessica, I'm sure you visited when there was a women leader, isn't it?
In 2020.
But for me, excuse me, this is exactly what you're saying. We are in 21st century, and it was for me a shock, as I worked 40 years in American management, and it was a man's world. And because I really daily dealt with it, and it was for me as Turkish girl making this progress, and still, like you said, from the Merkel and from the position of how I was raised, coming to certain pro-West companies and still finding out this is the men's world. As I started making my career there, my colleagues or my teammates, who I was the leader, but they were older than me, and they were older men than me, and I had to say them what was going to happen. And it was a very difficult process. So
Thank you for your contribution, Ms. Tijan. Thank you for your contribution. It's really interesting. We need, Dr. Jessica, a topic, which is, thank you for introducing, is what the role of gentleman's role behind the lady and lady's role behind the gentleman in the current times, or in the future, how we could progress as supporting the opposite gender, and how different it is today to the past, and what can we expect in the future. It's very important topic. And again, going back to come to Bangladesh and India and Pakistan, Sri Lanka has always produced lady presidents, and Nepal currently has, if I'm not wrong, in all of Africa, which has 50 plus countries, there's only country which has a lady president, because the president died, the vice president took over as president, and the only country is Tanzania, just for your knowledge.
Wow.
And
Yes, so
Slovakia was also-
we are talking about, so we have to focus on the topic. This is happening because even in the United States, still US is not prepared to have a lady president, for example. And again, it's difficult to see. It's democratic societies are still struggling. So you can imagine the countries who have monarchies, or um, countries who have dictatorships and stuff like that. I'd like to, Dr. Jessica, introduce someone from the medical care and medical sector. Miss Glee is here with us. I'd like to hear her experience with this field. Miss Glee, are you around?
I don't see a Miss Glee, but I know that something you said sparked an idea.
Miss Glee is here. Perhaps. Yeah.
Oh, on its tone. I was wondering. Okay.
Thank you very much for the invitation. Good evening, everyone. My name is Glee. I'm a specialist in hydrotherapy, physiotherapy in the medical field, and international beautician with more than 30 years of experience, because I started my beauty business when I was 10 years old. And I worked in different countries. This is my second experience overseas. And I worked in Venezuela before. And yes, diversity is something else, because it enables us to spread a message. When we are united, we don't look at races, we don't look at anything. We only focused on unite people and to spread a message all over the world. And when we are together working on something where we are relevant, developing a new mindset in people, in communities, everyone who look at art have a very big key on their hands, and sometimes we are not aware about it. And art is not only painting, singing, dancing. I consider my profession as an art also. That's why I'm here today. I'm a physiotherapist, and thanks God I had that possibility to heal people, to restore people, to recover people, not only physically, either mentally, which is very important for us to live. If our brain is okay, everything is fine for us. And I choose also beauty before physiotherapy. I choose physiotherapy because of beauty, because my first career was to be a beautician. I used to do paints on the nails. I used to draw on nails as an art, like an abstract art. It was my first profession. And due to this, I decided to be a physiotherapist, because I think it's the only medical field where we can combine beauty and we can combine medicine at the same time. And this is a whole complement, a full complement of art. So that's why I'm here today. I'm very thankful for the invitation. And sometimes when we are encouraged to work overseas, the first thing that we get from people is fearful messages. So the first question that comes to the table is, are you crazy? How are you going to work in a country where you don't know the culture and not even the language? So my answer to these people was, if you are not there to do something in life, you will not succeed. So I decided to come to Qatar when I was not aware about anything. The only thing I was aware about is that Arabics are not good people. So I came to Qatar under that concept. I didn't care about what they said to me. And the first thing I perceived when I came here was a very huge welcome. And it twisted my mind, because I say, like, if this is the first impression, I will not get another bad thing, like people used to tell me. And then I decided to be part of the culture. I learned the language. I went to the school and I started to learn some Arabic because of my work. So yes, every time, every day, and every sector we are working in, we are spreading a message and we are making art. This is my concept about diversity. We are leaders. We are people with abilities to connect, to spread, to unite, and to give a very, very big message to the world, not only to a community. We are artists, for sure, but artists of the soul, artists of the mind, and we can change the world if we are together. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your contribution, Miss
Thank
Glee.
you.
And
You're
what a
welcome.
fascinating evolution of going from beauty to physiotherapy. And I can say, well, and you are home with people who moved to countries where they didn't speak the language and are using their creativity to make their way in the world. And one addition, and then I'll get to Christina, is that it's only through taking care of that physiotherapy, putting the right things in our body and exercise that we can be beautiful. If we're not putting the right things in our body and we're not doing the right things like exercise, then our beauty fades because it comes from inside of us. And so what you're doing is a unique combination, a unique vision on that idea. But and I know Christina's been patient, and I'd like to bring us soon to a close. I don't want anybody to not have contributed that wants to say more, but I'm going to go to Christina because she's been so patient.
Thank you, Jessica. I would like just to highlight something that Mr. Farhan mentioned about female as a president. Recently, Macedonia has a female person as a president. So I'm very happy to announce this among our friends, colleagues here. I'm really proud about this because this person is a really, similar like Angela Merkel, similar at this point, because she wants a person, especially female person, to be empowered, to be in a high level position, to reach the top. So this is what I like a lot. And also I met this person, I had a chance to meet her personally while I was working in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and I had an exam for diplomats. Usually, if you want to be a diplomat, you have to have an exam. And this lady, now famous lady, our president, was my professor there and my examiner. So when I saw her, I said, oh my God, this lady was there. I can't believe it. She's amazing. So, a woman empowerment is very important. Because as Mr. Farhan mentioned that around the world, around the globe, we don't have that much ladies presidents. So it is a good message to the world, so we can expect more of them. Another thing that I want to mention and to add for your first question regarding importance of diversity in management and business, I would like to highlight that it's very, as I mentioned, that it's very important. It's a diversity of a team brings a different decision making. They bring creativity. Also, they bring fostering innovation. So we can understand different customer needs. And also we have a different approach to decision making. If we want to reach something, for instance, some results that are very important. So diversity, as mentioned, in any field, it's very important, especially in this field, what I said, and you asked me for management and business. Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead,
It's Dr. Jessica. It's thank you for, first of all, it's great. Congratulations for North Macedonia to have a lady president. Wow. It's like I predicted something to happen. It happened on our meeting today. We have a new lady president in North Macedonia. That's great news. I mean, it's very important to have presidents as ladies in involvement. I would like to actually add to the point of Ms. Glee, or I should call her Dr. Glee, and she mentioned an important point, coming all the way across the Atlantics, coming to Qatar, and then thinking about integration. The issue in the world we have is integration. people always tend to travel abroad, but they do not want to integrate into those societies in form of language, in form of dress code, things like that. It's very important. Like if I travel abroad, I would abide with the dress code of that country, just to mix up with the people, just to feel that, I'm trying to contribute something by integrating or trying to learn the language, like Miss Donna, like Miss Tejan. They are in Spain, they want to integrate by learning the language, start saying hola, como estás, or something. You start up somewhere and it leads to learning the language. Language is the power, I feel. It's very important. But for us as grown-ups, it's not easy. But we can try. Just a verse of something makes a big difference to your business communication. People come to Qatar and start saying a line of something in Arabic, brings a smile to the other side, a Qatari counterpart, and it starts a good business meeting with a with the language. Language is a way to empower. And I see a lot of you all are very diverse ladies and who have knowledge. And I feel that there's a couple of ladies, Miss Andrea, Miss Georgius is there. Would you
Yes,
like to say
Georgia's here.
something? We don't want to miss out someone, because everybody needs to say a word.
Hi everyone. Hi
Georgia.
Hello. I just want to say thank you all, because it's been like so great to listen to all of you, and thank you Donna for introducing me as well. So actually something that just came to my mind. I work in events here in Qatar, but my passion is really art, and I create digital drawings, mostly in the style of like fashion illustrations. And just to speak to just something that came to my mind when you were speaking there, Your Excellency, was about coming to a new place and, integrating and respecting other cultures as well. And a lot of my fashion sketches, which I've been used to, have been kind of only with a kind of Western fashion look. And actually that's something that I really want to work on. And I think this might be a point in terms of, sorry, I'm a little bit nervous.
No, you're on trend.
Something I've been thinking about is just, in terms of diversity in business, something I want to work on is curiosity and finding out a little bit more about culture and traditional clothes, because that's also something that I would love to draw and to incorporate within my art as well. So yeah, that's just a thought I had, and I hope I didn't miss the mark.
No,
thank you.
It's very on point because of and I put an Instagram link in the chat. What you're saying is very on point with the world of fashion designers and culture. And Your Excellency, I know we're trying to wrap up, but do you want to say something about your other fashion, the conservative fashion?
I think every part of the Arabian Peninsula has similarities, and there will be small differences. For me, walking on the street in Qatar, and on the weekend we get a lot of guests from different parts of the Arabia, and I would recognize people from Saudi or from Kuwait and from UAE, Oman or Yemen or from Bahrain just by a look. It would be difficult for you to have that guess, but I could say this gentleman is from there, this family is from this country, because there are small differences. Even though we were similar, there's small differences of how we dress, the cuffs, the collar, the pleats we have, and the hem of the bottom of the thobe is different, and that will differentiate, and the kind of stitching. I could see it, even though all look white and the same, but I can see that difference. So that's it takes some time for you. But if you're not investigative person, you would not learn. So I like you to question, to ask, find out more. I mean, our new friend she's Adriana. She's in Dubai. She's experiencing. So I like you to investigate. I think life is like my father said, God bless his soul, is that always life, you have to keep learning. He said, you be student as long as you live on this planet. So you keep learning. You're never master of anything. So be a student and you enjoy. So I'm a student of art, so I keep drawing things and I'm learning. I have few teachers. I mean, there are two teachers of mine are on the on this event. Miss Radhika and Miss Ina, there are two teachers who teach me bits of arts and here and there. So I learn. I'm a student, and I would like you to all to be students of life. I think we've learned from each other, so which is great. Miss Andrea is around, so if you want to say a quick word, Miss Andrea.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You are always so kind. And I'm so happy to be here with this impressive group of people and learning so much. I just want to add that just today I was reading something that came now I keep reflecting about that. And it was that in order to our brains to be useful, our brains need to be like an umbrella, need to be open in order to be useful. And I think in terms of diversity should be in that way. I am from Colombia, South America, far, far, far away. And all my background, more than 15 years working in HR, human resources, like a corporate environment. But like 2 years ago, we decided to move here in Qatar as a family, and I'm so lucky and I feel so grateful because here I found the opportunity to work in a company, an amazing company in Qatar, where there are more than 25 different countries, people together working from more than 25 different countries, and talking about diversity, having all these different cultures, background is so tremendous learning for me. And I think the biggest or the key learning here is try to be open as an umbrella. Because sometimes when we are leading teams, when we are the leaders of some groups or some project, we have the tendency to think that we are the ones with the final right. We have we are right, or we have we are the ones with the good idea. But when we start uh, closing our mouths and open more our listening, we can find that these diversity ideas can bring the project or the initiatives or the business where we are to a total different level. So thank you for all these amazing ideas, and I keep thinking that trying to be open as an umbrella, as you were mentioned, learning all the time. And at the beginning, people were telling me, how you are going to travel so far away, you are not going to fit. As people we were talking here, you are not going to fit there. And I'm so happy to say I fit here, and I'm so grateful to be here. When we try to open our minds and try to understand different cultures, it's impressive how can we immerse or integrate it into the culture and learn each other, learn together about this diversity. So I think that diversity is definitely key for development, for business, for creativity. Um, is very important. Thank you.
That's heartwarming, Andrea. And what you're saying about the open mind umbrella relates to this integration, but it is two way. So yes, if you go to a new country, learn the language. And I was only in Bangladesh a short time, but I learned how to say hello, how are you? And people's eyes were just huge that I would even try. But on the other hand, like there are some people that moved into a neighborhood next door who were from India, and I welcomed learning how to cook from the mother there, who was also a professor, and having the neighborhood accept you even though you're not from there. Integration goes both ways, and for all of us, whether we're coming or going or accepting new people, letting them integrate at their own pace and honoring their efforts to learn the language, because pronunciation comes last, whether it's my own French or any other language. Just trying to accept these people is so, it's the cornerstone. It's the first is the first stone that gets laid when somebody new arrives. And I do want to respect everybody's time. Christina's raised her hand again. I'm very happy. So go ahead, Christina, or is this from before?
No, it was
I think we like to know if someone who has not spoken would like to say
Yes.
something, because it's very fair. So
No, I didn't mention anything. I didn't raise my hand. Sorry.
Oh, okay. No, that I'll figure out how to lower your hand.
Maybe you want to. I don't know.
So go ahead,
So-
Sabah. Sabah is ready to speak. I know Donna wanted her to speak. Go ahead, Sabah.
I thought you forgot about me, and I'm like, okay, let's just be quiet.
No, we want you to speak.
Sorry, my camera is not working for some reason because I joined it from my phone. But yeah, thank you very much, Donna and Jessica, to give me the invitation to join this event. I mean, I'm so thrilled, first of all, to join and be part of this such a group, because obviously what I can hear that beautiful stories from different background and different people, the way they have been integrate with each other and with their life, and I'm so thrilled to be part of it. But obviously I got lots of things to say, but I just don't want you to be sit here with me all night because you will be bored. But then obviously there are lots of things you can hear from me, which I've done. But as Donna has mentioned that she's a good friend of mine, and I know Jeff, I think since 2019, because I used to be part of that Y theatre in Wales, because obviously I'm from Wales. We used to do Dylan Thomas and pantomime together with Donna Father. And then after that, I was one of the company in Wales, which is MAD, which is obviously the digital and art company, but now it has been changed a bit. So the Jeff was part of the company, and he was the trustee, and I was the community director and a project manager in that company. But I'm still doing that, but I think now it has been changed. But my background is more that I'm studying. I have completed my degree in documentary photography and visual activism, as well as I am a community activist where I meet different people from different countries. We have got that community since 2015. I mean, it's more than that, but I joined since 2015. And I was so amazed to see how different background, how different groups, and how different diversity it is there. Obviously, if I feel like if I was not able to join that, I wouldn't know what diversity mean for me, you know.
Right.
And I think since I have studied my education, what I have learned as well, that how diversity is important for me to integrate with different people, no matter where you are, no matter what color you go, no matter how you speak. It's just that the communication builds up together, and it gives you a chance to open up. And I think that's what it gave me a chance to learn. And I have done a few projects about diversity, and my last project and my dissertation was anyway, it was about diversity, and my exhibition was in London a few weeks ago. That went really well. So I had different people gathering, and then I took images of them, because what I do, I capture stories and I capture people voices to show the diversity, you know. And
Yeah.
then my project was actually about to show that diversity through people features, through stories, the way they have been integrating each other, the way they have been indulging themselves in different countries. Because obviously, where I am originally, obviously the Swansea is a very small city, but then if you see that it has been formed really well. It shows the diverse culture from different background. All of them are migrant, but then when you see them, the way they have show their ability to be part of that culture, and that amazed me so much. And then meeting Donna, and we've been talking about the artworks and the way I have document her father and Donna through my document work. It has also showed me the difference, that although that they are white, but then how how they have communicated with different background and different culture. And when I heard about that Jeff's work was exhibited in Qatar, I was so amazed. And I was like, I want to photograph that, And I capture his work from start and the way he has exhibited in of the work in Qatar. And then when he mentioned that he's going to be in Dubai as well, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna come with you because
Wow.
obviously this is what I want to do: capture people's story, capture people's voices, and the way the diversity has been gone so far, and then joining today from different people voices, it has just given me the platform that yes, I'm not gonna stop. It's just a journey that I need to start, and I need people to be with me because obviously it's just like I feel like I can do it, but then I need people to support me because obviously I can't do anything by myself. I need people to encourage me and see the ability that how good and progress we can do it.
Yeah, we exist in an environment, like Layla
Exactly.
was saying, our environment is very important. And you now have a new environment with
Yeah.
some amazing voices and stories that you can integrate into your work.
Yeah, so obviously I make films, documentary, photography, and I also teach people as well if they want to learn, and it's just for me to kind of like meet different people. So yeah, I mean obviously I will be graduating next week, but then it's not the end of the world. I will be literally moving to my another chapter and doing more stuff. So
Okay, congratulations on your graduation.
Thank you.
And I know that His Excellency wanted to speak. Go ahead.
Thank you for your contributions. Very interesting. It's as an entrepreneur and philanthropist, I always look into people's talents. I see you obviously very talented. As a student, you already documented Miss Donna and the dad Jeff, and it's a great achievement for you. Congratulations. At the same time, considering you're sitting with us today, you can document us.
Definitely. I can see beautiful faces. I can see their story, the experience.
So you can create this global ladies business forum, how we unite the world, and we have topics we work on, and this will lead us to another topic which we have. I'm sure Mrs. Dr. Jessica has written down too many topics already. She's taking notes, and the topics will fight with each other for the next editions. So they have to fight to get to the top. It's like a pole position in Formula One, isn't it? So it's just, and then you have the final race. So it's very important. Please feel free that this platform is for the world. It's open. Disregard to where you live and which part of the world, you're always welcome, and you can share with your friends. You can promote it in your way, and you can document us. Not just this, also the field of art, fashion, cultural diplomacy. You're welcome, and you can have a chat. Miss Rodica is on the group.
Now you
You
say
can
that,
say hello to her.
well, as I said, now you said that, so I know who to contact. So you will be the right person. So I'm following you then.
Shukran. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Jessica. I think I would like to thank everybody. Please, Dr. Jessica, make sure no one has raised their hand. We have missed them. We don't want to miss anyone. If someone was missed who has not spoken, we show respect to them.
Yes, of course. And everybody, I think, can see when somebody's raised a hand.
Perfect.
And there are some people who haven't spoken for quite some time. As I said, I do want to respect your time, but I also, as His Excellency was saying, want everybody to say what they want to say. And so I'll go back to my friend Adrian. Adrian, you haven't spoken for quite some time. I'm sure you have been reflecting on everything that's been said. So do you have any final words for our group?
Absolutely, Jessica. Thank you, Your Excellency, for commenting on my little island of Trinidad and Tobago. We are very proud, and we are very warm, welcoming people, as you would have imagined. I also wanted to add that even our leader of our opposition recently is a lady, coming from a party that has been in the ruling power for almost 40 years. They have now chosen for the first time a lady, the opposition leader. So coming also from my own family background, very strong lady in my grandmother and my mother and my one and only sister, okay, who have all been very powerful women in my life. But going back to His Royal Highness's, His Excellency's explanation of great women and how important it is for us now in our present time to push our ladies forward, I would say that it is essential that we focus on our next generation. And hence the reason why, in my particular instance, I've literally encouraged my daughter to now do her PhD, just finishing her master's less than 3 months ago, and going into an area where many people are still deciding is renewable energy and renewable energy technologies and sustainability important. After her one and only brother is already a doctor with his second degree posting. So we need to have our ladies, we need to have our women really pushed by not only men individually, but by their husbands. Remembering my own grandfather being the son-in-law of a gentleman who had only one daughter in the UK. My grandfather is German, moving to the UK at the age of 2 months old and marrying a young lady in Northampton, England, where I lived myself for the first 13 and a half years of my life. I want to say also that the diversity of travel is essential for all women. Do not feel that sitting in your chair at home, as Adriana said about a lady that she mentioned who is sitting at home, that will ever get us anywhere. I've seen my my own mom and dad travel, our entire family, 1 girl and 5 boys, all around Europe in our earliest days. My last brother was probably 3 or 4 months old when he first traveled. So diversity in traveling shows us many and teaches us many things. And I've tried to follow suit with my own children. They've been to every Disney World that is around the world. They can probably boast about that the most. Disney. So again, Jessica, thank you for allowing me. Your Royal Highness, Excellency, we'd like to thank you also for allowing me to be part of this, the gentleman's part of this lovely ladies organization. It is indeed my pleasure. And I want to tell you that in my 2-week visit to Qatar that was extended to 2.5 months, it was indeed the most pleasurable environment that I have ever enjoyed in all the Arab states. And I have been to all. Jessica can tell you of my background in that particular area. So thanks again, Jessica. And back to everyone else. Thank you again for joining us today.
Thank you, Adrian. I appreciate your contribution. Does anybody else have anything they want to say? Yes, Your Excellency.
Dear members today, please feel free if you have any other additional questions or something, you can always send to Dr. Jessica a message. If you have something very interesting you want to ask, you can always connect with me as well. Feel free to connect. And if there is any question, is there any way I could be supportive to anyone in some way or advice, I'm here, and Dr. Jessica is here. And we'll always look forward to having you, all of you, here back again for the next edition, inshallah, when we plan. Dr. Jessica will kindly inform you all, as well as we will post information. So please feel free. Also, the members who are not part of the group, we have a WhatsApp group. Yes, Dr. Jessica, you can please talk about it if how to.
Yes, I have put my personal phone number in there for anybody who's new. and if they want to add me as a contact, I will, then they can join our group if they so choose. And I have been putting links in or names in as they come up, like Christina mentioned, the female president of Macedonia, and World of Fashion, Fashion Designers and Culture. That link is in there. And I just put in my Global Ladies Business Forum Instagram. So connect with us any way that you like. And I know Donna's been very good about giving me names and numbers. So we will keep that up. And I think we should draw it to a close for today. We have taken enough of your time, and I've really enjoyed. And I know that after this, I will integrate all of the learnings from today into my new self that is not the same as I was 2 hours ago. And look for I'll upload the video on YouTube and on Facebook, and I'll put it in our group chat, and then maybe I'll make some smaller videos. We'll see how that goes. So thank you,
Dr.
everybody.
Jessica, is there any way we have a group picture? Is that you can do
yes.
something?
Since I'm filming it, I can always take a screenshot from that. But if everyone can smile for a second. I just got a brand new computer, and I don't know how to take a screenshot in this computer. Can anyone else take their screenshot? Or you're not on a let me see what I can do. No, I'll take a screenshot from the video when I upload it. Okay, go ahead, Layla. I think Layla's trying to take one with her phone. Okay, well, I'll get a screenshot from the video and upload it. All right, enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Shukran.
Thank you.
Salam alaikum.
Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, bye, bye.
Bye.
I have to stop the recording before I can close it. Okay.
Great.